In Search of Food. Written by Luther Reimer. Illustrated by Murray Dewhurst. The Snorb leaders were in the Grand Hall. They were very worried because their planet had a big problem. There was a food shortage, and if something wasn't done soon, the Snorbs would all starve. Over the past few weeks, Snorb space teams had been out exploring different parts of the galaxy, looking for fresh supplies of food. Now, the Snorb leaders were waiting for them to report back. "What have we heard so far?" Governor Grix asked the leaders. "We've heard back from all but one of the 6 crews that were sent out," Mayor Max replied. "The news they gave was not good, so LV told them to come back to base so we can discuss another plan. They're on their way here now." "That's not the news I wanted to hear, Max," Governor Grix said. "When do we expect to hear from the last group?" "Hopefully soon," Mayor Max replied slowly. "But the last group is Alpha Zip." "Alpha Zip!" "Oh, no," exclaimed Governor Grix, shaking his head. "They've never been able to do anything right, so we shouldn't expect anything from them this time either. Why did we send Alpha Zip when the lives of our people are at stake? We had no choice. Besides, we hoped that the other teams would find something," replied Mayor Max. "Okay," Governor Grix said, still shaking his head as he started to walk out of the Grand Hall. "Let me know as soon as you hear something." 3 hours later, a report came through from Alpha Zip. "Alpha Zip calling base." "Can you hear me, base?" called Navigator Nix, the leader of the Alpha Zip team. "I hear you, Alpha Zip," replied Mayor Max. "Go ahead. We've found just what we need." Navigator Nix reported. "We found it in a time warp on a planet called Earth." "Earth?" said Mayor Max. "Never heard of it." "We should be able to make base at 23 millizaps," continued Navigator Nix. "We're bringing photos of Earthlings growing food. These Earthlings are called farmers." "Farmers?" said Mayor Max. "Never heard of farmers." "The farmers gave us all sorts of tools and seeds to get us started," said Navigator Nix. "Tools? Seeds?" said Mayor Max. "Never heard of tools or seeds." "I suppose this is more bad news," said Governor Grix as he came into the Grand Hall and heard the end of the report. "But that's what I'd expect from Alpha Zip. They've never been able to get anything right. They think they're onto something, but LV never heard of what they're talking about," Mayor Max said. "I gave orders for Alpha Zip to go to a far-off quadrant of the galaxy. They went into a time warp and found a planet with life on it." "Well, let's meet the Alpha Zip team as soon as they land," said Governor Grix. "They can show us what they've got." Soon, the ship made a bumpy landing and Navigator Nix and his team came out. Navigator Nix started to speak. "As you know, this planet is called Earth," he said. "We orbited a few times and didn't get attacked, so we decided to land. We sat down near a large flat area that had rows and rows of green things on it. When we left our spaceship, we got sprayed with some clear liquid. I thought we were dead until I checked my watch computer," continued Pilot Pax. "The computer said that the clear liquid was water. It was safe because the people on Earth drink it." "That's interesting," said Governor Grix. "We've got water on Snorb. There's a big pool of it way inland at the base of Mount Rush. We never knew what to do with it." "What else did you find?" "Next, this huge machine came rumbling toward us," continued Pilot Pax. "It had big wheels and it was driving over the green things. We quickly followed the machine to see what was going on," Navigator Nix continued. "We saw it dump some orange things in another machine. That machine went back to a large building. Then we saw some Earthlings. Again, I thought we were all dead because they had seen us," said Pilot Pax. "But they turned out to be very friendly. They told us we had landed on something called a farm. This farm grew things called vegetables that the Earthlings eat. Vegetables, said Mayor Max, never heard of vegetables. So how can all this help our food shortage? Asked Governor Grix. He was still not sure that Alpha Zip was any good at anything. The Earthlings took us around their farm, said Navigator Nix. They showed us how they did everything. They took photos with a machine called a digital camera. Then, they put the photos on my watch computer. They gave us as many vegetables as we were able to carry. And they gave us tools and some packets of things they call seeds, continued Pilot Pax. They said that as long as we had some water, the seeds would grow. They'll grow into vegetables that we can eat. But we don't have a machine like theirs, said Mayor Max. You don't really need the machines, replied Pilot Pax. The Earthlings planted the vegetables and pulled them up by hand before they had machines. We can do that, too. You've done well, Alpha Zip, said Governor Grix. Now the Snorbs won't starve. When the seeds are growing, we'll send you back to Earth to find out more about farming.